Hello, hello.
What up? How we doing, sir?
Very good. How's everybody doing?
Well, we're just out here yapping, doing what we do at
Have you had?
11 a.m. every
Are
day.
you an Arby's fan? Have you had Arby's?
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
No,
Okay.
I've actually never had Arby's. I know what it is, but
Everybody knows it, and nobody's had it. I
yeah.
haven't had it yet. It's phenomenal. All right, brother. Well, we brought you on because you are a Zora bull who's deep in the base trenches. And I guess our first question is why? Why is this where you're spending your time these days?
Um, yeah, I mean, Zora, I do genuinely feel like Zora is potentially going to be like one of the next and potentially last like kingmaker trades in crypto. The reason being, like, it's just got so much going for it, especially in like the shorter slash midterm, right? We know that Base App is building heavily on top of Zora at the moment. Every post you make is a Zora coin. They rolled out creator coins on their own app. You can pair a creator coin with your Zora profile. Base App is set to go out of beta within the next 2 months, give or take. So it has quite a bit of catalysts, and I think the distribution is just starting like now, really, where people are starting to take this more seriously. And you can see that with like listings on big exchanges like Robinhood, for example. It's the first base coin to be listed there, and that is a pretty I think that's a pretty serious move for Zora, especially because we know Robinhood as like the retail app, right? Like it's people who are it's mostly stocks, but they're going big into the crypto world. So I think just having that presence there is going to be huge. So for me, I think creator coins are like a brand new meta, so to speak, and they're still very much, for the lack of a better word, hated at the moment. So
Yeah.
I
Why,
think,
why do you think that is? Like, why do you think Zora is still so misunderstood and hated?
well, it's new, right? Like whenever something is like groundbreakingly new, like there's always there's always this core of people who are so used to one thing that they're just so like they just have this like visceral reaction where it's just like, oh man, screw this. I just don't want to, like if you think about it, like Bitcoin had the same reaction from so many people, and still even to this day, there's people who just absolutely can't stand Bitcoin, right? But Bitcoin is like around for like a very long time now, and it's proven itself to be like the staple asset for the crypto world. So I think it's just super early, and I think what we're seeing right now is quite a bit of people are starting to kind of understand the thesis. Like they're starting to understand that this is here to stay. It's not going to go away, and it's only going to get bigger. And I think we're kind of seeing the sentiment. We're at the early stages, but I do think the sentiment is starting to shift.
I feel like the two big things that people are missing. I think the like quote pair mechanism is still just completely overlooked. Like I'm shocked that more projects haven't tried that. And I think people are just misunderstanding how crazy this can get if Zora like really starts popping off. And I think the other thing is just I don't know, everyone is very against this like tokenize everything meta. And I think people also overlook just how quickly kind of consumer preferences or behaviors can change. And I think this right now it's uncomfortable to a lot of people that, if you sign up, you have a coin or like this idea of creator coins. But I think suddenly it's just going to feel normal. And then I think you just want to be positioned for that, right?
Yeah, we're definitely on the track of it becoming normal. I think it's not like, obviously right now today it's not there, but I do think it's going to get there very soon.
I'm interested in how you are. Where is the opportunity or the biggest opportunity in the Zora ecosystem? Do you see that as the Zora token? Are you seeing that in the content coins themselves? And how are you? I'm curious what the underlying thesis is as you decide what to bid.
So I think that really depends on like what type of trader you are and how much capital you're willing to put behind your idea, right? If you're a bigger picture person and you have access to a lot of capital that you can put in a risk forward way, I think just buying the Zora token is going to be your best bet. That's where you're going to get your most liquid like return or loss, obviously, right? Nobody knows for sure. I'm a huge bull, so I expect it to go much higher than it is now. I actually think we're going to hit an all-time high before the end of this year. And then you also have like your quote-unquote trenchers, right? Like these are people who trade anywhere from like $50 to like $50,000. It really just depends like their sizing is in the ecosystem. But I do think the creator coins that are on the leaderboard right now, there's some phenomenal coins there at the moment, including 11 a.m. Obviously, like I do like what you guys are doing very much so, and so does Docker, and I'm a huge Docker bull. So I feel like depending on your sizing, the Zora token itself, I do think is re-rating. I do think it will be at all-time high very soon. But I do think if you're a smaller player looking at the Zoro ecosystem and just like doing your research there, I think you have the potential to, really multiply a small account, and I think you could run it up very, very high within the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, I'm curious how you think about the maybe distinction between people using like propaganda, or maybe us kind of using, the Zora product to launch a token, but ultimately building value accrual mechanisms outside of it versus just the more like pure creator who's posting a lot and hoping kind of most of that value accrual comes from people wanting to buy the posts.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of Zora, I think. Like it gives you that optionality, right? So the crypto native crowd is more interested in coins like propaganda and 11 a.m. and coinage and Docker because of the reason being is like, these creators are actively looking for ways to bring value back to the token, right? This is a very crypto native position. Most crypto native people, I think at this point will not, they don't really want to buy a coin that they don't think is going to go up, and most of them don't think something will go up unless the person who launched the coin is actively working to do that, right? But I do think that there is value in the actual creator side of this. Like content is a massive industry, right? Like we have, some of the biggest companies on the planet revolve around content creation and putting out content, original content. And I think the I think the expectation of the creator creating value through code will go away with Zora. I think it's going to transition to a place where on a long enough time frame, you'll have big enough names that start launching their coins and posting their content. And I think the content coins, once those start catching attention, those these content coins launch at $1 market cap. Once you have something that goes from like $1 to like, I don't know, 50 million, let's say, that's going to be a very viral moment, and I think that's going to drive like huge attention towards the creator that launched it.
What do you think that moment will be? Is it like a huge name creator coming in, or is it like what are your bets?
It's so hard to say, man. Like it's you really have to be active in the ecosystem on a daily basis. It's very easy for a big name to like launch a coin and then so their creator coin will go parabolic almost immediately, but then a lot of that hype will die down, like we saw with the first Zora run, right? But then it's like it depends on how like often they're gonna post and how big they want their Zora platform to become. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. I do think once it happens though, it's gonna be very obvious to people who are active in the Zora eco when they see something. They're gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be huge, and they'll throw some money at it, and I think they'll make quite a bit of money on that. That happening.
Yeah, I'm looking here. The base is for everyone post from base. It's trading, I think it's the top piece of content from a market cap perspective here on Zora. It's at $4.2 million. So double that of 11 a.m. for our daily work here, Josh, who's needed to bull post a based token potentially. And $112 million worth of volume over the 6 months from it being live. So, I mean, there's definitely, I guess that's the runner there.
Yeah. So I do have. So the thing about that token, I think the viral moment has to come from an account that's not Base or Coinbase, or like an affiliate or like an insider, It has to be something that's a bit more organic. I have nothing against that coin, obviously. I just think it has like, I don't know if it's the right way to put it, but I think it does have kind of this advantage of like, oh, like it's from the base account, right? So it's kind of like the like token. But I think the biggest runner will not be like a Coinbase derivative. I think it's going to be something that's more like an independent creator will post something that will eventually catch everyone's eye and kind of go crazy.
I wonder if there's some pro tools, or I think there's an ecosystem of developers building things around this right now. Are there sort of tools, sites, applications, accounts that you follow to be
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
most
yeah,
plugged
yeah.
in?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you right now, depending on how like dialed in you are, there are some very like serious players here that are allocating a lot of time and capital and effort into creating tools to trade Zora coins, like creator coins and content coins. Two of the notable ones I would say are Altcoinist. Like I've been championing their product for like over almost a year now. They do Telegram bot trading and a lot of so they're unique in the way that they provide AI signals. So you have like these AI agents who will scan the chain to see which wallets are buying what creator coin, and then based on that wallet's historical performance, they'll make a call, quote unquote, and then the altcoinist trading bot will enter your position for you, set your stop losses, your take profits, things like that. And then you also have developers like O1 Exchange is out there. They're working on a pretty like so they're running Zora trading competitions. They have a phenomenal like terminal. They have like a really good screener to see like what coins are being launched. There's really a flourishing like ecosystem being built around this entire Zora like meta at the moment.
I'm curious if you could take the helm at Zora for 3 months, what you would focus your time and energy on.
Oh man, dude, I would never do
Okay,
that.
let's say you could just go whisper into Jacob's ear, like a product feature, marketing initiative, like something that you could get him to go do.
I think it would be mostly like chasing these viral moments, right? Like trying to onboard these big names. Because when it comes to like crypto Twitter, it's very like follow the leader. Like a lot of people don't want to do something until they know it's safe, which is then it's like you miss the opportunity because once it's safe, it's like there's really not that much more to gain at that point. Zora is kind of like this is going to sound weird, but it's like unsafe in terms of reputation because nobody wants to put their reputation on the line behind a creator coin. But if somebody big does it first, then you're going to see, these people are going to start flocking in, follow the leader. So I think trying to onboard people that are big in the space to
Okay, so
start,
is
yeah.
Kobe going to launch a creator coin on Zora?
I don't know. He did say he will most likely not, right? Like, and I would take that at face value. I think he's pretty like straightforward, but I also don't think it matters. Like, I think like for example the big news yesterday where they bought the NFT for 25 million. I think that's more of a messaging thing. Like this is more of like Coinbase saying like, listen, content creation is in. Like this is what you should be looking at. And they have been saying that for quite a while now. Like they've actually like if you've been paying attention to what the base team has been doing and what Coinbase has been like pushing, they've
Oh
been
yes.
they've been really they've been really hammering this hard.
You don't say.
Yeah, and now you have Coinbase kind of this is like the shot, heard across the entire world, right? It's like they just put, their money where their mouth is. And not only they did it in the Coinbase way where they're not even like picking a favorite, right? Like they're not even telling Kobe like, "Hey, we're buying this for 25 million. We want you to stream on Zora." They're literally just like, "Okay, we bought this. We're burning it. You do what you want." But this is their way of saying like content creators are the next meta in crypto, I think.
All right, rb3k. I got to leave you there. It's at rbthree-k on Twitter if you want to go dive into the trenches. Dude's got some bold posts, but he backs it up and is active in the space. Thanks for hanging out with us today, my man. And yeah, send us to Valhalla.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Peace, man.
Bye.